But my name is Rachel Horlander. These large oil paintings behind me are the work that I've been, I'd like to say, the past 3 years working towards and created this semester. My work is informed by nature, by my observations and some obsessions that I have of these, the formal qualities you can see in nature, the color, line, shape, texture, those things you learned in elementary school. Those fascinate me. This fascination, I've tried to pinpoint, like, what is it that why am I painting nature? And my first art show, so we'll go with that story. So I won't tell you when that was because it's been a little bit ago. But my first time in college, I had a first art show, and it was really exciting for me because I had some family come and see it, and they were asking me questions that I had never been asked before, and I'd really never questioned and talked about my art. So it was really exciting for me, and in the process, my uncle, he was asking me about some of the decisions I was making in my art, and he said I needed to look up an artist who was using the negative space to show the positive space. So, for example, not doing anything to the paper, and that's the positive space, but painting the background. Just a backwards way of thinking, and I was used to you draw and it creates an image. So this thought process really ignited an excitement in me. And I started noticing in nature there's that idea. So if I'm looking at a tree, I like trees, I like them a lot. I love the branches, but is the branches I'm looking at, or is it the things in between that make the branches show up? So for example, the leaves, the sky that show between, they turn into shapes, little nuggets of color. So you see the branch because you see everything else. The tree, the positive image is made up by all that negative space. Water, you see water only because it's reflecting things around it. So you see the rocks underneath, you see some light, which is bouncing off of it, and then you see some sky, some trees. And that creates kind of this image of something that is actually transparent. So this idea I've really tried to experiment over the years. I wasn't getting that with actual literal imagery, so I started doing figurative, non-objective, and abstractions. And then I got a little obsessed with the abstractions to the point of obscuring. These are not my glasses, I borrowed them from my mom because I have my contacts on, but if you take your glasses off, you experience a world that you can't see with normal vision. Like, I get the pleasure of taking my glasses off and going outside and having coffee and just really enjoying the amorphic shapes that are taking place because of it. And I've always been obsessed with that. I've never felt like I need LASIK surgery to take away my world. And so it's this experience of life that you get is different. And so I really want that. I want to create a moment of transcendence for the viewer to come in there, experience my paintings. To create this idea, I've really looked at some other artists. I've had the privilege of getting introduced to many artists I've never heard about before, which caused me to research a whole bunch of artists that I might not have heard of before either. Andy Goldsworthy, Rachel's artist that she likes, also inspires me. He uses nature itself to create his work, but he does it in a way that displays positive, negative space. So this twigs form something that is not there, but it's a different way of thinking, and I love that. Also, Rothko, he would use paint in a way that was very emotive, and which is one of the main reasons I used oil paint for these paintings, is I really wanted to give you this quality of the brush stroke along with the layers and texture. Also, Rothko he had instructions on how his paintings were hung, which when I found this out, I was just blown away. They're hung lower to the ground, so the viewer has to come up to them and their peripheral vision is obscured. So you are just engulfed in color and emotive qualities. And so I tried to pull that off with these paintings. I wanted you to come up to them. I want your peripheral vision to be obscured, but I wanted this vision to draw you into the next one. They're all kind of part of a family. Two belong together. And I think that quality says more about the paintings than just if it was just one on its own. But thank you all for coming out. And let's see, Kiana Buchanan.